Hi everyone, this is Leonard from Beijing, China. I'm currently working for SBC as a marketing outreach, and I'm specified in Asian communities outreach. So today I'm going to introduce you how breast cancer can affect Asians and Asian American women differently from compared to other races. So let's begin. So we all know breast cancer doesn't affect all the races the same. There are certain diagnoses and symptoms are more likely to occur when it comes to Asian and Asian American women. My goal here is to inform our community on biological, sociological factors that are notable about Asian and Asian American female patients. So here are two facts I think you might be interested in. First, according to the University of Michigan Rogel Cancer Center, breast cancer is the primary cause of death for Asian women nowadays. Surprisingly enough, Asian women still have the lowest death rate among all the races. According to a report published by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, which is also known as CDC, in 2020, in the United States, among non-Hispanic Asians or Pacific Islander women, breast cancer death rate decreased by 0.4% per year on average, from 12.7 in 1999 to 11.4 in 2020. While the death rate is 19.4 for white, 26.4 for black, and 13.1 for Hispanic. So that was the first fact. The second fact, among all the Asian Americans who were not born in the US have a higher risk of being diagnosed with breast cancer. In the same research done by CDC, Asian women have a higher risk of getting breast cancer than those who were born in the US. So those who are immigrants have a higher risk than the people who were born in the US. In an experiment, participants were divided into three groups. The US born, those who spent less than 50% of their life in the US, and those immigrants who spend more than 50% of their life in the US. The research result was that both groups of immigrant Asian American women had a higher risk of breast cancer than US born Asian American women. Women who spend more than 50% of their time in the US are 3 times more likely to get breast cancer. And those who spend less than 50% of their time in the US have a 2.4 times more likely to get breast cancer than those who were born in the US. This appeared to signify that the high stress of immigration contributes to the diagnosis of breast cancer. In a phone interview with Qiuxia Liang, a Chinese woman who diagnosed breast cancer, who has been staying in Dallas, Texas for 3 years, she told us she's sure her high stress in life led to her diagnosis. Although there is no direct evidence to show it contributes to the diagnosis of the breast cancer, she did recall that was a very stressful time. So there's unfamiliarity with the culture and language, and there's unfamiliarity with the environment. Combined with the information published on our website, 85 to 90% of the breast cancers are due to genetic abnormalities that happens as a result of the aging process and the wear and tear of life. It is reasonable to relate the higher pressure of immigration and blending into a new life with the higher risk of getting breast cancer. And when it comes to the subtype of breast cancer, Asian population also shown disparities compared to other races. In an experiment done by Breast Cancer Registry, they collected 89,000 cases from CCR, Center for Cancer Research. 58,000, which is 66% of the population, belong to the HR plus / HER2 minus subtype. 18,000, which is 21%, belongs to the HER2 plus subtype, and 11,000, which is 13% belongs to the triple negative subtype. Of the total population, 35,000 cases are Asians, which included Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Filipino, and other Asians. Among Asians, Japanese women had the most favorable subtype distribution with a relatively high frequency of the HR plus/HER2 minus subtype and the low frequency of HER2 plus and triple negative subtype. On the contrary, Korean women, by comparison, had the least favorable subtype distribution with a relatively low frequency of the HER plus/HER2 minus subtype and a high frequency of the HER2 plus subtype. In contrast to the 19% frequency of HER2 plus breast cancer in non-Hispanic white, Korean, Filipino, Vietnamese women had increased frequency of HER2 plus disease. That's all the samples of the subtypes of the Asian women. And next section is about different pattern of germline mutation. According to the research published by the Journal of Breast Cancer, the prevalence of BRCA mutation in Asian breast cancer patients is similar in range to that of other ethnic population. BRCA2 mutation were detected equally or more frequently than BRCA1 in Asian populations, except for Pakistan or Indian breast cancer population. The contribution to LGR to overall BRCA mutation in the Asian population is lower than that reported for other ethnicities. To know more about BRC and its testing, please visit our website, SBC, Surviving Breast Cancer website. After an Asian woman is diagnosed with breast cancer in the United States, she typically faces challenges that other racist women do not. So in a review, Cancer Survivorship Org gathered 26 previous studies about Asian American health-related quality of life, which is HRQOL, basically statistic for how people's life are like after they were diagnosed with breast cancer. So what they found is that all the Asian patients have shown like their breast cancer have disturbed their life after they have been diagnosed. So here are three main reasons for that. The first, Asians enjoy emotional support from family closeness, their culture, traditional festivals, and traditional values. In the US, there's a lack of them. Since most Asians are new immigrants who face pressure from life and work, even their children may not have the time to provide them those. So that is the first problem they're facing. The second, most breast cancer patients need physical assistance. But it's especially hard for Asian women since they don't know enough about the healthcare providing system, which is the main source for breast cancer patients to ask for help in the US. Because like the system is relatively complex, and also Asian patients always has a language burden that they cannot speak fluent English, that gives them a burden to talk to doctors who only speaks English. And third, Asian women are expected to be self-sacrificing and nurturing their husband and their families. Thus, they're not willing to be a burden to their family. Maybe their family members are willing to help, but deep down inside, they don't want to ask for help. They don't want to speak up. So those are three cultural factors we summarized, and also we researched from the review. So that's all I have for today. The biological factors, notable incidents, and economic factors. So I hope this video helps, and Thank you for your time.